Hey there, Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies, and today's video is about intro workshops, intro webinars, these sort of first touch experiences that you get with people. And I'm really excited to share this one because this is something I've been talking about over the last few months in my workshops and haven't made a video about it. But it's basically this. There are three things that need to be established in any kind of a marketing conversation. R, C, and V. And I got this from Dominic Canterbury, this RCV in Seattle. So the R stands for relevance, C stands for credibility, V stands for value. So relevance meaning like, yeah, that's a good fit for me, that could be useful for me. I think that could help me solve a problem I have, or give me a result I want, or that would give me a specific thing that I'm offering. Credibility meaning I trust you. I mean, you're a good person. I trust you, but also I trust that you can do what you say you're going to do. You say you can make me this product. I have to trust that you can do that. Say that you can help me on this journey. I've got to be able to trust that too. The value meaning just return on investment. I spend this much money. What do I get back in return? That kind of thing. So RCV. Relevance, credibility, and value. Yeah, so then when we do an intro workshop, of course, relevance should ideally be established before they come, that they understand they're at a workshop for a particular thing. Then there's credibility, where they learn about our perspective, our point of view, our kind of take on things, and our past experience, whatever lends us credibility to do a workshop on that. And then the value, that's the offer at the end for whatever the next level piece is. And here's what I've seen. There's a lot of workshops kind of break down like this. It's about 1/3 relevance, 1/3 credibility, 1/3 value. Meaning, there's a lot of time in the beginning, the intro workshop, where there's people telling their stories, and my life used to be so hard, and it was so difficult, and I struggled just the way that you're struggling now, and isn't it terrible to struggle in that way? The kind of me too, where you get the audience say, oh, me too, yeah, that's exactly like me. You kind of stick the knife in, sometimes you twist it around, where you just tell such a story that they are enrolled, and yeah. And then 1/3 of it is teaching the content, and frankly, my experience in hosting some colleagues of mine, this is usually overpromised and underdelivered. You'll learn the one secret to do this, but it's usually unimpressive. Like, I remember somebody sent me an ebook. It was the 5 secrets to success. But it was stuff like, know what you want, take action, notice what you're getting, change your approach. I said, man, I learned this is Tony Robbins 101. These aren't secrets. It felt like it was overpromising. And I've hosted colleagues too, where they say, you'll learn these 5 things in the teleseminar, but only 3 of them were covered, and not that deeply. So it was kind of frustrating. But 1/3 of that, and 1/3 is, of course, the pitch at the end, or kind of woven throughout. 1/3 of the time is spent convincing you to sign up for the next thing. And of course, there's extremes of these that we've seen, and of course, some people collapse, and there's no pitch at all. They don't even mention that they have anything else, which isn't ideal. And some people do a very poor job of establishing the relevance, and they're lucky if they get anyone in the room, because it's such a general offering that they're making, and maybe not enough time at the beginning letting them know, hey, I've been where you are now, to build some trust or some safety. So there's all sorts of variations on this, but what I want to suggest is that fundamentally, it might better be understood as this: 1/20 relevance, 1/20 value, 18/20 credibility. So 1% of your, or 5% of your time gets spent on the relevant. I mean, hopefully they know. Hopefully, if they're in the room, they get it. They're there for a reason. Then 90% of the time is spent on the credibility, and 5% of the time on the pitch. Not no time. You don't need to belabor it. So this is the thing, 90% of the time here in this middle. So what are we talking about in terms of this middle section? Fundamentally, we're talking about point of view, POV. I've got a book called, ebook called Point of View Marketing, and I'll put the link to that below. But so this is the big thing, point of view marketing. What this means is your workshop is either about It's one of two things. It's either you're on island A, you want to be on island B. Well, I can help you figure out that journey. And there's a lot of different ways to get from one island to the other, and you're going to learn my approach to making this journey. Or the other way is, other kind of workshop you can do is, hey, you want to travel somewhere? Sure, island B, great. I can help you make a boat, and you're going to come to a workshop where I'll teach you my philosophy and approach to building boats, knowing that everyone has a different approach. So that's the two things it could be. It could be about the journey, or it could be about the boat. Regardless, you still need to share your point of view, your philosophy, your take, your understanding, your kind of cosmology, your set of principles and practices around how you make this journey or how you make the thing that you make, whatever it is. That's what people want to know, and I think that's most of what an intro workshop should be. Because when people come to an intro workshop, they're sort of sitting upright, you know? They're not leaning far back like, whatever, this is a joke. They're also probably not leaning in as keeners, completely sold, especially at the intro level. So then they're kind of upright. The more you talk, the more they understand about your point of view and philosophy on things, the more they're either going to lean in to saying, yes, I want to work with you, or lean out, as in away from you. And this is the key thing to get. If they don't trust your diagnosis, they won't trust your prescription. If they don't trust your diagnosis, they won't trust your prescription. Meaning, let's say by the end of the workshop, they're leaning in. They're just so gung-ho. Oh my God, I love it. Everything you've said about this issue makes sense. I've never heard anyone talk about it so clearly. And then you bumble through an offer at the end, that V for value, that, you know. Because, well, I've got some stuff and here's what it is, and you bumble through. If they're leaning in really hard, then what's going to happen is they may just fight you through your bumbling to work with you. Come up to you and say, I'd love to work with you, I'd love to talk with you, if the point of view is that compelling. If they're leaning out, if they're way, oh, this is a joke, oh my God, I can't believe I sat through this, and then you make the slickest offer you've ever made. And oh man, you got coaching from the best people on how to do this offer. And that's textbook, and you use all the tricks and tactics. This person will not buy. Yeah? I hope that's clear. Not going to buy. They're already leaning out, whereas this person might fight you through it. Now, am I saying do a poor job on your offer and don't think through what it is that you're offering? No, of course that's got to be there. I'm just saying, I don't care how good it is if they don't align with your point of view, if they're leaning out. So as you're designing your intro workshops, whatever level this is, instead of focusing so much on the relevance and the value piece, put most of your effort on the credibility piece, on the point of view, on making sure they understand, here's how I see this. This is my approach to it. These are the steps I would generally recommend that would give you the best fighting chance of making the journey. These are the core principles or ideas that will be like a compass that can guide you. And here are all the things to keep in mind as you make the journey. Those three things, which I call the route, the map, and the route, the compass, and the map. Again, you can read more about that in my ebook, Point of View Marketing. And if you have any questions about that, I'd love to hear them. You can just post them below, and I'll do my best to get back to them. I hope that was useful. Thanks so much.